Sean Gibbs, driver of the 13 Mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Teddy Peters, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing. Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing tonight. What are you jumping for, Terry?
You scared me there, Raj.
Oh, goodness. Well, we got Steven Durbin with us tonight and Terry O'Connell, our live hostess.
That's it. That's it.
Anyway, tonight we'll have CE Falk calling in. We'll also have Tim Andrews, Shawn Balluzzo, and Natalie Sather.
You got it.
So, sweet. Y'all go ahead and take over.
It's a great
I'm still
list.
on the cell phone here talking to some people.
You bet. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start off with some hot topics if you want to.
I'll have to text
The Turner Motorsports let Sorensen go for no particular reason.
Really?
Yeah. And they're going to put Brian Vickers in the car for the remainder of the season. And I thought it was a little strange that a guy that's still has the potential to even win the championship. He's in third
something
place.
must have happened we don't know about, and they're not going to say. But
yeah,
he's up there, championship contender, and well, okay, you're done.
It's a little fishy. Dollar General is going away at the end of the season.
Okay.
And but still, you would think
finish the season,
right?
Out. I mean,
and other
especially
than
while you're doing good, because they can't win it now. They
exactly.
had a chance.
They had a chance, exactly. So I think he's out scurrying around trying to finish up the season with another team, because there he says, honestly, he's 27 points back and really one bad race by Stenhouse and he's back in it.
Yeah.
Really, it's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't get it. I thought it was a really...
So nothing against Stenhouse, but he's had bad luck quite a bit last year.
He did.
You never know when it can happen.
You never know,
again, so.
Exactly. So anyway, I thought that was kind of unique and different. It's a silly sport to start with. Speaking of silly season, but it's a crazy sport, and it looks like Boyer is definitely going to go to Michael Waltrip Racing and going to bring 5 Hour Energy over to the team, and I think that's kind of a real opportunity for Michael Waltrip.
I'm really surprised that 5 Hours going with them though, and not Stephen Wallace.
I know.
I think he's moving up too, if I remember.
Right. So it's. I don't know.
Sponsors and teams are jumping around, and we're gonna be lost again.
I know it's such a crazy business. We love it. We're in it to win it, but it is a crazy business.
I love this time of year just for that reason, just to find out who's gonna be where.
I know
what's gonna happen next.
Who's who? Exactly.
What?
Absolutely. And of course, last weekend at Dover, there was a big shuffling in the point standings for the Cup Series. And, and really.
There's
Jeff
still
Gordon's
9
19
people.
points out.
There's still 9 people. The top 9 have a good shot to get it.
This week,
10th and 11th still have a shot, but it's a wide chance.
Wide
but
open.
they still have a chance.
Right. Even Gordon, he could be easily in second place after this weekend.
Yeah.
Just that easy. So it's going to be interesting.
They got to get through Talladega.
No.
It can take out all 10 of them, one guy.
Right off the bat, absolutely.
They could all finish the last 40, or last 10 spots or whatever, 43rd, 33rd.
I know.
11th and 12th could get up there and take the lead in points.
I know. It's crazy.
And that is Junior and Hamlin, I believe, are in the bottom, so
I know.
they're great at Talladega.
I think it's not over till it's over with this particular format, but really interesting stuff. I think it's really great for the fans too. I think the fans can really sink their teeth into it. You know, and the media has a lot to talk about.
They also had testing finally, the first testing at Phoenix, the reconfigured
Oh, that's
track.
right. Absolutely. How did it go out there today? There's a time.
From what I can tell, the times, they're about 10 miles an hour average faster than what they usually run there.
Interesting.
So,
well, that's going to be getting off into turn 1 pretty speedy.
I think it's more turn 3.
Going through the dog leg and down.
Because they made that a little bit longer. They made a little more banking.
Right.
So it's going to be that second turn. The little dog leg is going to be the key now.
Interesting.
They moved it out farther, so it's a longer straightaway to it. And it's a tighter corner.
Right.
But more banking. So it's kind of see how that works.
I know. So when does Phoenix come up? Is it the next to the last race of the season? Or
yeah, it's right before Homestead.
Yeah, interesting. I think on the hub today they were talking about the fact they were going to bring other cars out there and try to run in a second groove, where at least they'd have a better opportunity than just to follow the leader, one groove track. Cool. So,
I was trying to read it. Sorry.
what's the latest gossip? You hearing more gossip going on around the NASCAR community or the IndyCar community? Anything cooking?
The only thing I'm waiting for that Las Vegas race for the IndyCars.
It's going to be awesome.
I want to see.
Awesome.
I have not heard if Kyle Busch is doing it or not. I know originally when they first came out that he was talking about doing it because they challenged any non-IndyCar driver to come race, and if they win, they get $1 million bonus.
Right. They did. They released their entries today, and there was no NASCAR guys involved.
I know Allmendinger was talking about it. John Andretti.
I think
Kyle
the schedule's
Busch.
just kind of goofed up on them.
Yeah.
But interesting. Dan Weldon's going to be the filler team to go for the $1 million. So.
How's Dan?
You know, Dan Weldon won the Indy 500.
Yeah.
He hasn't run all year.
So he's not technically...
Right, so they're going to plug him in.
That's almost like cheating. He's a former champion.
Totally. I think it is like cheating. It's like, come on, guys. You should put Travis Pastrana in the car with cast
There you go, yeah.
Throw him up in there. Let her rip. So anyway, I think we have our first guest on the phone. Maybe it's C.E. Falk.
Hopefully.
And we'll see what we got.
Yeah, he was using some excuse about washing the trailer.
Whatever.
I tell you, I thought, didn't that what you got a pit crew for? They're supposed to do all that stuff.
I know.
Nah, jack of all trades, master of none. That's me.
That's it, C.E. That's
you
got
to be master of some. I mean, after all, you just got a championship.
Yeah, it was really cool. Really happy for our guys. It was really all about them. I've won 2 of them things before now, and it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of time, a lot of preparation. But a lot of the guys we have on our team this year, a lot of them are new, and they've never necessarily been on a championship run, and much less win a championship. So to win it for them was really special.
Right, absolutely.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It was a long season. I wasn't really sure how it was going to start out. We lost our crew chief and. Built a new car, and we wrecked our new car, and rebuilt it in 10 days, and then we come up on a new second 3 times, and finally had to throw the old setup away and come up with something new, and that thing was a rocket after that.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've been there for just about every one of them, and you seem to be the car to beat every time.
Yeah, it's just a lot of hard work and a lot of time, and bad luck can strike any time. So, as long as we did our job in the shop, it seemed like it was our race to lose, that's for sure.
Well, it paid off.
Yeah. By the way, see, we have Steven Durbin and Terry O'Connell. They're the ones that you're talking to mostly. There are probably some people that are watching the show that may not know about you. Go ahead and do a brief bio. Let them know how you got into racing and your path that's led you to where you are, and hopefully some of the newer things you'll get to do later on.
Absolutely.
Right on. Well, my name's C.E. Falk. Great ball driver out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. I've been racing since I've been 8 years old, ever since I could get on wheels, really, and until my mom let me anyway. And just been racing ever since, raced go-karts, won a lot of national races and state races and stuff, and with the legend cars, and runner-up in nationals like 3 times, and state champion, all that stuff. And then we've moved on to legend cars and run some Pro Cup stuff, and recently just ran 2 truck races last year at Phoenix and Martinsville.
Right, right.
It's just a lot going on. Went to UNC Charlotte and received a bachelor's degree in business management, so I'm somewhat educated, according to the state of North Carolina.
Exactly.
And, right now we're just trying to make the dream happen, trying to find sponsors every day. And luckily we got Hentro's Toy Dealers and Draco Springs and Race Electronics. A lot of great partners that help me on the 40 car at Langley Speedway every week.
Do you have any upcoming stuff with more truck races?
Not right now. Well, we're always taking sponsors, so if anybody wants to email me or call me or whatever, I'm sure you guys can put that out there for me. I appreciate it. But
I remember watching the Martinsville race, and I remember you finished on the lead lap and about mid-pack, which is good for Martinsville, especially your first time there.
Yeah, Martinsville was pretty crazy. We run the late model race there like 2 weeks before that, and we're pretty good in the late model race, and got the truck deal. They were going to race, qualifying race Friday and Saturday. I got the call Thursday about 2 o'clock that I was the deal and hadn't done a drug test or a physical or anything.
Right.
About 2 to 5, I was stressing out, and the lady almost didn't pass me because my heart rate was so escalated because I was and she was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just nervous. That's all." So
just excited.
Well,
right.
Did the drug test, on it passed me, which it should have, and then I got in the truck and made about 3/4 lap, and the drive shaft came to the floor. So
wow.
That was, got 1 lap in the truck, and then my next lap was qualifying, and it was a great experience, and just showed, that proved myself that I could do it. It was actually a lot of fun, and then going to Phoenix, that was pretty awesome.
Right.
That's one place I always wanted to go is Phoenix.
So. It was a character builder for you, wasn't it, CE?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just it was a lot of fun.
Right.
I put a lot of pressure on myself to run well in my late model, and because I know we got great stuff to do it with, so and great sponsors that depend on me to win. So I always put a lot of pressure on myself to win, and it almost seems like I hate losing more than I love winning that late model.
Exactly.
But to just get in the truck and just be the driver and tell the crew chief, what's going on, it was a lot of fun. I didn't have to worry about, how am I going to race next week and, what do I need to fix in my car and how I was going to pay to fix it. It was just, just go out there and drive for it. So it was, that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the late model Martinsville race. Are you going to be doing that this weekend?
Oh, yeah. That's why, we waxed and, polished on these race cars all week, but the poor trailer, corner doesn't get no attention. So
right.
I got the wax and all that stuff, so now all my wheels are all chromed out and trailer's all waxed and everything. So it's looking good to ride up and down the road.
Well, I'm definitely going, so I'll be looking forward to cheering you on.
Absolutely.
Well, we're in the number 40 car, black and red, Hentro's Toy Dealers Camry. I have one pure on the side of it, and look out! I think we had a great, we went to the test last Wednesday and had a really good test, and so made a little tweaks on it and fine-tuned her up, and hopefully we'll have a great weekend.
Cool. Well, see, let me ask you a couple of questions about the Martinsville race. It's a kind of an elusive racetrack. It's a little more difficult to get around than what most people may think. Even though the speeds are not as high, you still have to be aggressive. You have a lot of finesse to get around the racetrack. Give us a little bit of a get-go on what it takes to get around Martinsville.
It's just, just being really smooth. The transition from asphalt to concrete is pretty huge. A lot of people underestimate that. Because if you miss your line onto the it's not like asphalt where the rubber just builds up and just gives you more grip. If you miss your line on the concrete, you can get into loose rubber and stuff and kind of lose your line. So, perfect line in the corner is really critical. And then, of course, I can't tell you all my braking secrets because I got
Well, we were probing there trying to see where you were on that exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just all about everybody talks about using the brake, so it's all about getting off the brake and letting the car work and then getting on the throttle. It's for our cars we're kind of underpowered compared to maybe a sprint cup cars. So it's all about getting on the throttle as soon as you can and as straight as you can without breaking traction and making that long straightaway because it's like 2 drag strips out there. So is I think getting off the corner is harder than getting in the corner. It seems like a Martinsville.
Sure.
Well, they do say that is kind of the key to that track is getting off the corner.
Yeah, I mean, just setting somebody up and because you can't knock people out of the way all weekend or you'll lose your nose and radiator and stuff. So being able to set up a clean pass and driving the corner and use the guy up a little bit, that's what it's all about.
It teaches you finesse, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Especially with your feet and the gas pedal.
Absolutely. Well, I know you guys are going to have a great time up there. I guess you're taking all your crew and your families going up with you. You guys go up and spend the whole weekend? Do you camp out? You take your motor home? How do you guys do that?
Well, we got a cab on the truck that there's the living quarters and stuff, but we're staying at fine facilities in Hampton Inn up there in Martin.
Sure. Sure.
Have a good time, and the guys, I'm sure they're gonna participate in the Dutch Inn and all that stuff, but that's not my scene. I'm there to go to work and trying to win that race. So I try to stay in, but there's a lot of atmosphere to be taken in and go to go-kart track and stuff.
Right.
Now, are you going to be partaking in the go-kart charity race coming up?
You talking about the one at AIK?
Yeah, the defending champion.
I guess so. We got. I don't really coordinate that thing. Mason does all that stuff, so he's running. Kind of let him be his deal, and I just I enjoy it. It's for a good cause, and
oh yeah, because I was in it last year, and I'll be there this year too. So
there you go.
Trying to find out if you're going to be there to defend your title.
That's right.
Too bad they're going to lose it, right?
Too bad.
Just too bad, CE.
Yeah, Steven's just wanting to put a bumper to you down there. Is what he's saying there, CE.
Oh, I hear you. Well, if you can catch me, you can.
Okay, cool. Little trash talk. Exactly. Perfect. I love it. Great deal. Well, look, while you're up there in Martinsville, do not eat a hot dog. Don't do it.
I don't know what people love about them things. They look like they've been nuclear powered.
They are.
Or something.
They are. Absolutely.
My mom makes good enough food for me to eat, so I'm going to stick with that.
You betcha. You betcha.
Well, CE, let's go ahead and let you get off so you can finish doing that really fun job of washing down the trailer.
We're pretty much done now. You guys told me a pretty good time, so it's just...
Right.
Well, go ahead and thank your sponsors. We've also got, I don't know if you've ever heard of Tim Andrews. He's on the line here with us also.
You guys, his dad or his son?
What was that?
Dad or son?
Senior or junior?
We got Junior on.
I reckon it would be Junior. Tim,
exactly.
you're only, about 19, 20 years old? Somewhere around there?
Yeah. I'm getting old now.
Getting old now?
I'm 28.
Oh, 28.
He's 28. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I remember 10. We used to beat the hell out of each other in the legend cars down there at the shootout. We didn't like each other very much, apparently.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of a Tuesday night, nobody liked anybody down there. No, we all hated Calvin Bush, too.
Okay. All right. That's good.
All right, let's just get everybody there at the IIK race, and everybody can beat the hell out of everybody else.
That sounds like a plan to me. Good deal.
At least we're doing it for a good cause.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, C, let's go ahead and let you thank your sponsors, and we'll shoot over here with Tim.
All right, yeah, good luck, Tim. Sponsors are Hansrod Swift, Avalon Pier, Anchordale Vending, Draco Springs Race Electronics, Turbo Blue Racing Fuels, and just can't thank the crews of the 40 and 41 team that do a great job for us week in and week out, and my terrific family that lets me do it. So thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, C, you have a good time this weekend. Let us know how you did. You said you were going to be down there, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I reckon Steve will let me know how you do. I'll be up here covering Langley.
I'll probably have a video camera, too, so don't miss
All right.
All right. Good luck to you there, CE. Have a good
All
weekend.
right. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, kick butt. Bye.
All right.
Okay, Tim.
How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. How about you?
Oh, not too bad. Just had a little pork chops with the wife and the dog, and waiting to fly out to Kansas tomorrow morning.
There you go.
Nice.
You taking running for Curtis this weekend?
Yep. Yeah. So it's gonna probably most likely finish the year out with Curtis and into 42. Probably doing start park the rest of the year for him, but always looking for sponsorship and looking for an opportunity to race. So
there you go.
Absolutely.
since well, we always do this with all the people we have on here. Go ahead and give us a little bit of bio about yourself, how you got into racing, what got you to where you're at now, and what you hope to get to.
Well, I mean, I started in racing, when I was coming right out of the womb. It was just
That's interesting.
he's been, my dad's been crew chief and worked with all kinds of different guys. It was Rusty Wallace, Alan Kowicki, so I just, I kind of followed in their footsteps, and I didn't get to see Dad a lot, so I think I idolized what he'd done, and I just kind of followed in his path, and he got me into racing when Alan passed away. Jeff Bodine bought the team, and he had some go-karts for sale, so my dad bought his go-karts and made my little brother start racing, and moved up to the Bandoleros when they first come about, Legends cars like CE was talking about, and late models, Thunder Roadsters, then moved into a Bush North, Bush East, whatever they call it now.
Bush East, right.
Bush East, yep.
Then out of the Bush East, I got an opportunity to run some ARCA races through the Dodge Development Program in 2007. Run really well with that. Unfortunately, that was about the time that the manufacturers started running out of money and not really continuing their driver development stuff. So nothing really parlayed from that, unfortunately. But did the Gong Show when it was on the Discovery Channel.
Right. I remember you on there.
Oh, yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah. Then some nationwide races. Started in, I think my first race was Nashville with Rick Ware in 2009.
Nice.
And run four races that year, a couple of truck races with the Miller brothers, and just kind of floating around and trying to do everything I can, typical racer story, trying to find money and trying to keep going and trying to race. But eventually I'd love to one day do this for a living for real and make some money at it and have fun and go in and be competitive. I really, really miss being competitive.
That's the most difficult part once you step up into the higher divisions, is positioning yourself with teams that really can provide that opportunity to be competitive, race, and it really boils down to money. It just comes down to that. I know you guys are out there beating the bushes as hard as you can to try to put something together. Do you have anything on the horizon, or is there any potential things that you're working on?
Unfortunately, not right now. Typical with the economy, it's very difficult to get somebody to give you that big sponsorship that you like, and it's very difficult to get a hold of the right person to even talk to. But we're trying to piece races together here and there, a little bit of sponsorship from this and that. But it's just difficult to, even for the small, from the small companies to the big companies, to try to part with the money right now.
It's a very difficult time in our economy, but I think there's always that whole analogy that when there's a will, there's a way, and you just got to keep plugging at it like everybody else does.
That's it. And my wife has been, she's been amazing. She's been very supportive and really, really helping out a ton, her and her family, and of course my parents have as well.
Right.
But everybody's really put forth a huge amount of effort trying to find something, just a little bit of something to go race at least once.
Exactly.
It's a necessary evil, but it's fun, but it sucks too.
I know. That's what separates motorsports from the other sports, is that it really is come down to if you can't pay, you can't play. And I think that just makes it difficult, but we love it.
I love how racing stays in the family, though, because like I said, you got it from your dad, I got it from my dad, and ironically, my dad actually worked with your dad at DEI.
Wow.
He was the engine builder on Steve Park's car. So it's kind of awesome. Weird how everything comes around.
Well, I could say me and my dad as well, except my dad was probably much older than his dad was. Okay?
Oh,
yeah. Right. Cool.
That's cool. You got all that stuff going for you. Hopefully, it picks up for you too.
Yeah, it's just trying to keep a smile on my face and a positive attitude, and hopefully hope to impress the right person at the right time. Get that opportunity. That's really
that's what it takes.
I can just get my foot in the door once. It's what it'll take.
Absolutely. So, what kind of guy is Curtis? Is he? Does he treat you right? Does he feed you? Does he put you up in the best hotels, the Beluzo and things like that?
Well, Curtis is a businessman. He tries to he gives you just what you need, just what you need. I'm not saying that we don't get in the greatest hotels, but we're not in the flea bag $2 hourly rooms either.
Right, exactly. So
hourly rooms would cost too much, so he ain't going to be there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, he's a good guy. He has a great reputation around the neighborhood, so to speak, and he's a cool guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, where do you live down in the little racing corner of Carolina, or?
Yeah, I grew up, 3 miles from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I still live here. It's what I do. I've been a mechanic as well as a driver. That's how I earned my bread for a long, long time.
Right.
Was a mechanic. I've worked for several nationwide in Cup teams. I've spotted for guys like Kyle Petty, Bobby Labonte, Regan Smith. A lot of different people. I've got multiple aspects of the sport, not just a driver. I know how to work on this stuff too, and I feel like that's something that helps me with the low dollar teams.
Oh, yeah.
When you hire me, you get 2 employees for one. You get a driver and a mechanic.
I like that.
And being
That's
the
good.
driver, you kind of understand what's going on with the car, what they're doing to it. It's not just a word and a definition that goes with that word. You actually know what it is. So.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of something I pride myself on too. I can build it and I can hop in it and I can drive it to the racetrack and I can drive it to and from the racetrack and I can do a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
We should get him to come up here to AIK on the 24th.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Steve's going to help put a new engine in my Ford Edge, which we blew up going down I-40.
Way to go, Terry.
You need to come up and just help us do that too.
I always say I hate working on street cars, but I love working on races.
I know.
Exactly.
Nasty and complicated.
Absolutely.
They don't look too bad.
Well, you come from a long line. That's what Alan Kowilke was so known for, from his not only his prowess on the racetrack, but also behind the scenes from marketing and the mechanical engineering and all those kind of things. So you're really coming from a great footstep.
And that's the older I get, I didn't really know what was going on at that age
Right.
in my life. But the older I get, the more I appreciate and respect what those guys did back then in that time. And it's really neat to hear the stories that it tells. And it's just, Alan was a very particular guy, and he knew everything, and he knew where every cent was going to that race team. It was really cool.
Right.
I learned a lot from Dave's teachings, because he's exactly the same way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I kind of hit that stage too, looking back at everything, like, wow.
Yeah.
Did all that really happened?
I know.
It's how you don't think about it while it's going on.
No, you don't. Cool. So this weekend in Kansas, you got to be qualifying. Is qualifying on Friday or Saturday this time?
I believe it's on Saturday morning, early.
Right.
Not sure what time, but earlier in the morning.
Absolutely. Cool beans.
You got everything set up, ready to go? Or are you going to do that tomorrow, probably?
It's really hard this weekend on the cars. We had one of our better qualifying efforts this past weekend at Dover. But,
Right.
Dover is someplace that I've had success at, and I really enjoy a great deal. But looking forward to Kansas as well. Last year, I've only ran there once. I started parked last year for Rick Russell, the second chance car, and
yeah, we know Rick.
qualified really well.
Yeah. Well, obviously you have a knack for it, and and the whole no pun intended, but the whole key to this is getting the thing in the show.
That's
You
it.
got to get it in.
Curtis's deal is that he dangles a carrot out in front of us. If we don't make the show, we don't make no money. So
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Cool.
Now, how many times did you race for Rick?
Well, we raced one race at California this year, and then starting parked up to Chicago, and we had a falling out at the first Chicago race. Excuse me, had a falling out at the first Chicago, and then I did last year. Dover was the first one. We did 6 races last year, I believe, at Dover. Starting parked those as well.
Now, did you fill in for when you did the one in California? Was that the fill in for Jennifer Joe, or?
Yes, I was the driver that followed Jennifer Joe.
Okay. All right. That was a very unique little situation there. I didn't really know how to feel that out. I thought, well, is she making a mistake or what? I didn't know.
Yeah, I never really got into that deal. That's not my business. But I was very happy to receive the phone call to fill the seat, and went out to California. And the first time I had been out there, and I feel like we had a spectacular run. We were running 20th all day long, and blew up 5 to go.
Right.
Oh,
I know.
man.
I know.
Hey, I have Rick's number. I can always call him up. We can put him on here and ask.
You can, yeah.
Roger, don't get something started here. You can't finish.
Rick tells me all the time, call me whenever you want me to be on the show, because I've known Rick for a while.
Yeah.
And so we've had some fun with him as well, on and off the track. So.
Right, absolutely.
One of our chat room members noticed that you usually run well at Texas. Are you going to be running there this year?
Unfortunately, just the starting part, but yeah, we've run really well at Texas as well, and it's I run the Mittler Brothers truck there. I've run this year. I got to race the Tagsby Racing, the 73 truck there, and then with the Nationwide car. I thought we were really, really fast, and it's a shame we had to park that car because I feel like we would have been in the top 20 with that thing as well.
Sure.
Well, get a few extra bucks to bring in, and maybe Curtis will let you run the whole race.
Yeah, I'd like to. That'd be lovely.
Absolutely. Good deal.
Let's see.
Now, is he usually bringing the sponsorship for the starting parks? At least I know there's some going to be there, at least something on the car.
Well, generally we don't have nothing on the starting park cars. And Curtis has been racing the 40 car every race. Here lately it's been with Josh Wise.
Right.
Each of us starting park guys for him have got a crack at it.
Right.
Was at Indianapolis. And but usually we don't have too much on the starting park cars other than his normal product sponsors. That's about it.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Well, go ahead and let's let you get on back down to whatever you were doing. I didn't get a chance to ask you in the beginning.
He was eating pork chops with his wife.
That's right, pork chops with the wife. I was wondering, he said that sort of quick, and it sounded like he was eating pork chops with the wife and the dog or something like that.
And by the way, we're all starving to death here, so
great. Really?
Thanks for letting us in on that. Appreciate it. But anyway, if you want to kind of give us a get-go on what's going on.
There's a Ruby Tuesday down the street. And,
exactly.
Cancun Mexican restaurant. There's always a Golden Corral.
Right, I know. Absolutely.
Thanks, Roger.
Sorry about that. Go ahead and thank your sponsors and anybody else you'd like to get out there, Tim.
And I wish I had sponsors to thank right now, but I got to thank my wife Jennifer and my parents. Without my parents' love and support, without all their love and support, wouldn't be able to do this. And it's just very grateful for everything I've gotten.
Now you do have a Facebook page, right?
I sure do. Tim Andrews Fans, and also on Twitter, Tim_Andrews_.
Great. Well,
all right. I'll have to remember that one. Because I think I found you just your regular page. It had Tim Andrews and looked like a picture of you and your wife.
Yep. Probably acting like a fool at our wedding.
Right. Oh.
Do what?
I think it's probably that picture on my home page for my personal page. It's probably me acting like a fool at my wedding.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go look now.
Now, all the fans are going to want to see that now.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the one they want to see. So.
Because whenever we have somebody on the show, we always put the link to their web pages.
Hook them up.
Yep.
Get people to go over.
Let's see.
Good deal. Well, I think Roger's chasing you down on Facebook right now. So.
Are you wearing art? No, that's not him. You don't live in Winston-Salem, do you?
What's that?
You don't live in Winston-Salem, do you?
No.
You got the wrong one, Roger.
The wrong Tim Andrews.
Oh, my God.
Let's see.
That's a naked guy on the Facebook. That's not him. Sorry.
I see the Tim Andrews fans one.
Oh,
the problem is I got too many. See, I have a problem. I have too many friends and fans on my page, regular page, and I can't go and like anybody else's new pages.
Well, good deal. Well, look, we want to wish you all the luck in the world this weekend and get that thing in the show and whatever laps you do run out there, make sure you're burning rubber. It's really important.
Oh, yeah, always do.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys very much for having me on. I hope you guys have a good night.
You bet. Have a great
weekend. We'll talk to you again
weekend.
later and have you back on again, okay?
Thank you. Talk to you later.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He's a great guy.
Cool.
Absolutely. So who we got coming up next now, Roger?
Should be Shawn Balluzzo calling in, but knowing him, you got to throw something at him to wake him up.
You have to stir him up. Absolutely.
Let's see.
You know,
I'm going to text him, tell him we're talking trash to him since he hasn't called in.
Absolutely. You know, I really like Tim Andrews. You know, he really comes from a great
we're
lineage.
Talking trash about you since you haven't
in
called
the sport.
in
And I really hope he can find sponsorship because he really needs to be racing full time out there. You know,
it seems like he does well the time he's out there. I don't know.
I know he's a great driver.
Can't find sponsors for stuff like that, but the economy does do that.
It is what it is, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, what Curtis has what the 40? Like I said, the 40 car.
Yeah, he has 3 or 4
Josh,
cars every weekend, right?
They have 4 cars out there each time, or
pretty much 3 to 4 cars, right?
Goodness.
I know. But Curtis loves the sport. You know, it's one of those things. He puts his own money into it. He has a great team, and sooner or later there's going to be sponsorship who shows up down there, and they'll be out there running the races. It's really good.
Who knows? Maybe there'll be a new nationwide driver.
Well, you never know. Could be. Exactly. Well, Steve, I know you've been running the Grand Stocks out at Langley.
Trying to.
And you guys had a little bit of bad luck.
Water issues.
We've had a lot of issues. Every time we go out there, just something seemed to not go right.
Right.
And so we'll get that figured out. We already got plans to come back next year.
Right.
Just pretty much that car. The car sat for a year, so we knew there were gonna be some issues.
Right.
We were down a cylinder first race. We got that fixed. Then we were overheating, caught on fire the second race.
Right.
Got that fixed. Came back out for the third one, running great, and then it rained.
It rained. Right. Then
we had to have month and a half long.
Sure.
Rains, whatever you call it, streak. Nothing could happen.
Monsoon for a full month there.
And then we get back on the track for practice, and we just broke a connecting rod Thursday.
Right.
We're not able to run last Saturday night.
Absolutely.
So just a little bit of bad luck. Can't seem to catch a break.
Right.
Since we broke connecting rod, we're not sure yet if it did anything else to the motor. We haven't torn it apart.
Sure.
To look that far into it. If we decide to do that to finish the last 2 weekends, then we're going to do that this Saturday and get it ready to go.
Right.
If not, we're going to combine Stan's other car.
Right. Absolutely.
Make one really good car for the start of next year, then we'll be competitive and ready to go. So
I'm looking forward to it. I want to see you out there in Victory Lane.
Now we can talk trash about Shawn because he's also, I think, going to be running the AIK.
Okay.
Oh,
hi, Shawn.
Oh, Shawn. Sorry, Shawn. We were talking bad about you.
Not running AIK.
Don't let Roger get you into something you don't want to do. He'll do it every time.
Shawn broke his ribs there last time he was there.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I remember you were there. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, it was not fun. It was about 8 weeks before I could do much breathing.
Oh, my Lord.
How'd you break it?
Well, you know how we do the switch, right?
Yeah.
The drivers?
Uh-huh.
Well, they hauled butt and did the switch, and we did it really quick. We were doing pretty good. I think we were like third or something. And I jumped in the car, and I don't race go-karts at all. Jumped in the car, and I sucked. And he buckled it up, but he didn't buckle it up. And man, I'll tell you what, I went down to the first turn and about flew out of the cart. I'm trying to do the seatbelt, but I didn't want to lose no time, so I didn't slow up none and came up on the next corner and drove straight into the wall. And really jammed my ribs up pretty good.
Right.
And I made the minimum 5 laps and came straight back here.
There you
I
go.
don't blame you.
By the way, everybody, we have Shawn Balluzzo on, the national champion Shawn Balluzzo.
Thank you. That sounds so nice.
Very proud of you. You did a great job. You were fast as lightning out there this year.
As always.
Absolutely.
I always look for that 48.
So, Rogers, anything you want to really, needle him over? Anything you really want to get after him about?
Oh, there are a lot of things, but you got to be nice to the older generation every once in a while.
Oh, my Lord. Here we go.
Anyway, Shawn, you also won the Langley Speedway Championship.
Yes, 5th one.
5th one.
Awesome.
Jeez. You finally got your 5-peat in.
That's right.
Yep.
We're going to start calling you 5-time Shawn out there.
Going for the six-pack.
There you go. Okay. Now we got a new thing now, a six-pack.
Exactly.
Next year's already done. We're up in the shop planning next year.
Absolutely.
Got to start early if you're going to get it. So.
Oh, yeah. Just trying to get ready for this big race. As soon as the big race is over, then we, hopefully, if everything works out good, we'll be heading down to the Snowball Derby this year.
Nice.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I miss that
We'll
race.
just go with you down there. We'll have a big time. Absolutely.
Come on, it ain't but a 20-hour ride, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Need everybody around drinking Red Bull, keeping each other awake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Telling racing lies, having fun.
That's the plan right now, to head down and do that. So we got a packed few weeks ahead of us. We got Langley Banquet in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Snowball end of November. The NASCAR Banquet first week in December. PRI, I think,
Right.
weekend.
You got a busy winter coming up.
Yeah, I need a break. I mean, my year started out so busy at the beginning of the year with Extreme Makeover, and doing that for the first 2 months of the year.
Right.
At that house, and then get done with that and get race cars ready, and then try and make my business survive after taking off 2 months, and then it's just been a crazy year, really crazy.
Right.
Well, at least you have the championships to pay off for that.
Yes.
All the hard work and
right.
Yeah. You know, I have no real money involved in any of that, and we've done this all without any sponsors this year of any kind.
Right. Right.
Well, that's a big accomplishment then.
And we're really proud of that.
Yeah.
That we're able to do this as just regular people.
Exactly.
You know, that's really kind of what it was in the very beginning. It was just about people getting out there and going head to head with their talent and their ingenuity.
You got the passion for it and the knowledge. You can do whatever you want out there
Absolutely.
on the track.
Now, look, Shawn, let me ask you a question. I think the way I understand it, the first of the season, you kind of had your engineering off a bit. Then you hit on something and really got going. Am I understanding that right? You kind of hit on something?
We were 20 or 25 points behind 4 races into the year.
Right.
We thought, man, we are dead in the water. And, you know, every week we go home, discussed it. I mean, our worst finish was 4th.
Right.
And we had a 4th. The rest were 3rds. And that sounds good. Any other team would be happy with that, but that's not where we're normally at.
Yeah.
Usually discussed with 2nd place. And every weekend we go home and it's like, what are we doing? The car doesn't feel good. I can't work the car. I can't, no matter what I do to drive or change, it didn't help none.
Mm-hmm.
So John went to work on it, and there was a whole lot of stuff that happened last year at the end of the year that really put us much further behind the 8 ball than we anticipated.
Right.
When the season started this year. The clip got knocked off on the last race of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Going to Snowball last year, because we had to fix the car. And then on top of that, there was changes that were made to the clip. I think that's what happened. Anyways, there was a mistake made.
Right.
On our part.
Sure.
And once we found that issue, it was like day and night.
It's amazing.
Horrible.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
That's the thing about these about race cars. You can just, especially this day and time when it's so competitive, you can just be off that little bitty 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and be 2-3 tenths off the hole where you need to be with this thing.
Don't take much.
So hats off to you and you guys sitting down and figuring that out, because it really paid off.
And the guys and Big John Bradley, who was my crew chief and owner, sat down and figured it out. And then we fixed it.
Cool beans.
We fixed it.
The rest is history.
Yep. Unfortunately, some of the body stuff.
Right. Absolutely. Roger's he's not paying attention to what he's supposed to be doing, so we have phones ringing in the background. So anyway, I'm just really impressed. You're a great driver, but you're also very smooth, but you're also aggressive. Now, I know you developed that style over the years. Did you have to really kind of when you first started racing, were you more aggressive? Did you wreck a lot? Did you tear equipment up? Or
yeah, it was like Saturday night. That was the ultra aggressive move that Anthony made on
right.
on the restart, and I believe that 95% of the rest of the drivers, if they made that move on them, it would all crash.
Right.
But it was like, Anthony, if you want it that bad, I need to save my race car for the next week. So
exactly.
And I really didn't fight him much for it, and split up the track and just let him have the spot. If points were on the line, it would have been a different story.
Oh yeah.
You know, to win championships and all, you got to know, like how that song goes. You got to know how to when to hold them,
know when to fold them. Yeah. Right.
Now, I was hearing my name mentioned while I was trying to catch the other line. So, what was up with that?
Well, you weren't doing your job.
Which part of the job?
Answering the telephones.
I was just getting ready to text the young lady.
Okay, great.
And she beat me to it.
Shawn was just telling us was just asking about his driving style, that he's smooth and aggressive. And we come down to the analogy that you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yep.
And that only comes from experience. You don't grow up
to.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true. And that's the reason he's national champion.
That's right.
Exactly.
Actually, Todd Van Gelder, who drives my backup car for us, we were talking about it, and you know, he's been doing a good job for us, and struggled a little last week. And we were talking about somebody had mentioned that we do really good in the modified and not as well in the late model. I said that the modified fit my driving style a little bit better. I like to be really like to be aggressive with the car and smoother with the competitors.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Sure it does.
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Sure.
I like to throw the car in the turn. The modifieds love to be roughed up.
Right. Right.
They love to be driven hard.
Right.
You do that with a modified or a late model, and you don't get as good results with it.
No, that's true.
And you know, I equate the two race cars as to the modified is a race car. It's a thoroughbred.
Right.
The late model is my grandma's old Cadillac.
That's true. That's true. They're a little lazy.
Philip is a real good friend of mine, and I like Philip a lot. The different analogies to Rocco racing against him with the modified and the late model, and there was a lot of talk between the two different kinds of cars. And, you know, even though really to win the national championship, you're racing points, you're racing numbers. You're not racing the cars. You're racing your own competitors against yourself.
Right.
He's racing his old competitors. There are totally different styles and totally different kind of race cars between the two different things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the fact that they did keep it separate.
Oh, yeah, well, there's no way you could do anything else but that. We were racing to win the Division II championship. On one end of the country, we were racing figure 8 cars.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other end of the country, we were racing late models.
Right. Right.
And we were racing modified. So, and then one other track races limited late models, Bowman Gray. And, you know, we're racing against guys, hundreds and hundreds of guys all over the country.
Right.
In different venues. So I think that I was a little dismayed that we had the minimum car count was 18. I thought it was a little bit high still.
Yeah.
But, you know, all in all, it worked out good for us. We had a good car count. And come to find out, the bulk of the tracks in the country have a good car count like that.
Sure.
Division.
Sure.
So I think the numbers are fair, and I think the NASCAR's point system is a good one so that you can race all these different classes against each other. Again, you're racing numbers. You're not racing
cars.
Absolutely.
One thing too, I'm kind of a newcomer to the Langley Speedway, but I really think the modifieds are kind of like the premier series to me because it's such a competitive series, but it's also more economical than the late models.
Oh, absolutely.
And I really think it fits well for that type of venue.
Yeah. We're getting the best car count, and we are by far, even though we won the championship by a ton.
Right.
It was because of consistency and performance.
Right.
But the competition out there, we have 6 winners this year, 6, and all multi-time winners.
Absolutely.
One won at least 2 races. So, what other class do you see that? Late model stock cars. CE won almost all the races, and I think Greg won 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Anybody else won a race?
I think Danny won one. He was at the beginning of the year. That's about it.
Cool.
I think he might have won the first race.
Yeah. Right.
And then the other classes, I think next closest is maybe Grand Stock with 3 winners, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it rotated between 3 different people.
Yeah. By far, every week, and we've got probably 10 drivers that could win a race.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right for them. So the competition is amazing.
Cool beans.
Yeah, I always love watching modifieds just because of that reason. You never know what's going to happen, who's going to get it, who's going to step up for once. Like Anthony Kincaid stepped it up a lot this year.
Yep.
Good to see that.
Yep.
Especially a dirt driver, and you can tell driving a modified on the asphalt, it drives just like it's on dirt.
Yeah, on the right here.
Very.
Exactly.
Hey, Shawn, we got one of our chat room guests. They said, you need to be a little more excited about this. Come on. Sound like this is ho-hum, okay?
I tell you what, I am more relieved right now.
That makes sense.
Right.
And I think that's probably what's coming out. It's just,
sure.
It's just, there was so much pressure and so much, as we knew we were getting closer to the national championship, it was just so, we'd be checking the points all the time and refiguring it and checking it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a boy that checks all the results all over the country to find out where we were and what we got left and who's got what and what they had to do and what we had to do and everything. And I'm just relieved. I really am.
That makes sense to me.
I tell you what, Saturday night I was probably the most disappointed I've ever been in finishing second.
Sure.
But, I mean, we were just so dominant the whole race, and then to come down to what it came down to.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Anthony did what he felt like he needed to do.
Sure.
And he took the race.
Mm-hmm.
It just, it was what it was.
Right.
You get to do a do-back when the big race here comes up.
Right. You get a do-over on the 15th.
And it was like a thoroughbred horse. I never really run it to its potential.
Right.
My game plan initially was to go out there and ride.
Yeah.
And actually what we were doing.
Right. Right.
Every time I tried to slow up, the car didn't drive nearly as good.
Mm.
And I felt like I was using up the tires by going slower. So I figured, it's a 50-lap race would be a good test for the big race, and let's just see if it gives up, and it didn't give up.
Right.
And great tire wear and everything, and that's going to be the ticket for the big race, tire wear.
Absolutely.
Yep. Save it till the end.
You got to save it.
And we had like no wear.
Well, I'm gonna take a bet out that you win the big race, so don't let me down.
We're going to try to, and there's a lot of people coming from out of town.
Right.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'll be a big one.
It's a tough racetrack. It's going to take them a while to get.
Right.
Oh yeah,
that's a good thing. You're already used to it and good to go, and already fast there.
Around there once or twice.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, Shawn, let's go ahead and let you get going. We got Natalie Sather on the other line. She's been listening patiently.
Who's on the other line?
Natalie Sather.
Oh, okay.
Good deal.
Still there, Natalie?
Maybe.
Hello, Natalie.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm chasing a fox.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
She's playing shirt woman. I don't know. She's working with her T-shirts and her boyfriend's
chasing a fox. All
Chasing a fox. That's good.
So the fox has been a problem around here, and I just was sitting in the truck waiting to listen to you guys. And I jumped out of the truck, my arm caught on the seatbelt. I'm like, Cody, there's a fox! And I seen him in the headlights on the riverbank, and I just about fell. And then you guys are trying to talk to me. I'm like, oh my gosh!
No, we've got you. It's great. It's great. Good deal.
We get everything in here, Shawn. You should know that.
So anyways, let's talk racing no more about, hunting fox right now.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Shawn, let's let you go ahead and thank your sponsors and let you go ahead and go back to what you were doing.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Everyone.
All right, buddy. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can't have your sponsors.
He's going that way.
Oh, great. Now I forgot which one he called in on.
All right, Natalie. We got you going, girl.
Hopefully I don't drop you.
It'll hang up on it.
Still there, Natalie? Oops. Still there, Natalie? Natalie?
You lost her. Sorry about that, guys. We lost our connection.
Oh, well, what can I say?
That's it.
I got her number.
I know.
She'll probably call right back, I'm sure.
Right. Anyway, I'm really proud of Shawn because he really worked for this. And, he's been around for a long, long time, but he's really a great driver.
So if anybody who was a regular at Langley, you could tell at the beginning of the year they were having issues.
Sure.
All last year they were dominant. That's what they were used to, and then, it comes, what the heck is he doing there? I don't know. And then he just finally got back to his normal spot and started winning races again.
Right. So. And it speaks well for Langley to pull in a national championship to come into the venue there because that's bragging rights all around the country. So.
Yes, it is.
And that's what we want you to do next year. So you need to pull down the national championship and the track championship there.
I'm trying to make sure I'm going to be here the whole year first. I got a lot to figure out in the next few months. So.
I know.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully we got her on the other line.
We got her back.
we got her back.
Roger hung up on you.
The fox chasing the fox. We got her back.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that a heck of an intro for you, Natalie?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was just kind of taken off guard. I'm sitting here and just kind of listening, and off in a daze, and here goes this big fox to the other side of the riverbank. I'm like, holy cow, he's huge.
Oh, my God.
Behind him.
New pet.
Anyway, we've got Steve Durbin and Terry O'Connell in here also with me.
Yes.
How you doing there, Natalie? How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? We hear that you've been tearing them up this year. You've been doing great.
Yeah, we've had a good year with the Sellers guys over there in South Boston, Virginia, and we started off the year a little bit of a struggle. Had 2 bad races, and then absolutely came on strong. We had, I think, what it was 11 top 5 finishes, and I mean the guys put together a great car every night, and it was a new team this year. HC Sellers was my crew chief last year, and Brian Runstrom was my car chief last year, and he assigned Brian to my car this year as, Brian's my main guy that works my car as my crew chief, and him and I took us about 2 races, and not that we didn't have a good car because we had a great car, it just was unfortunate things, but we clicked right away, and the communication between him and I was so spot on that really contributed to the success we had this year. And towards the end of the year, we just had some just straight up bad luck, and we turned that bad luck into as good of luck as we could, and made good runs out of a car that wasn't that great.
Sure. Roger was telling me that you nailed down 25th in the nation. I think that's impressive. I think it's very impressive.
My goal was top 20, but the last race we were in, we knew that we had to finish 9th place or better, and we were in that position at Motor Mile, and had an incident with another car. We were just driving down the straightaway and got turned into and took me out, and I got black flagged for parts hanging off my car. Unfortunate, and we had an incident about 3 races, with 2 races left at South Boston with another car that caused us to get airborne. Ran pretty hard, and after that, our cars never really ran as good as it has all year. So we struggled for the last 3 races, and actually at Motor Mile, the last race of the year, I actually was in a completely different car than I was used to all year, and opted to get a new Hedgecock chassis for the last race at South Boston on October 22nd. So I love their cars, and they drive absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get in one that it's not tweaked and that it's actually straight and everything, and we'll have a good race on October 22nd out at South Boston.
That usually does help.
That's great. It is quite amazing how a tweaked race car it'll just completely get you off your mark. It's amazing.
It is, and we made so many adjustments on that car, more than we had all year, and I kept telling the guys, I'm like, it's like it won't flex, like there's something wrong, and it won't turn. The car just would not turn in the center. And I got into this other car at Motor Mile, and I was driving my tail off the week before at Motor Mile in this car that was tweaked. And, I mean, I was barely running, 60s, and we go there, and I go, I'm just going to take it easy. And we were in the 50s. I go, oh, my gosh, this car turns. This is
It's amazing. It is amazing.
So excited.
Right.
An unfortunate incident, made us fall from 20th to 25th in the nation. But like I said, I was 249th last year, so I go jump 224 spots. I guess I can't complain after this year, but we had a lot of fun, and all the guys worked so hard all year, and I can't thank everybody over at Sellers enough for everything they've done for me this year.
Now, when they go to have their NASCAR banquet for you guys, now, how many of the people do they bring up there for that?
I think they only bring the top 5, and top 5 or the top 10 in the nation. I'm not quite sure.
I think they should do the top 25.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Me too after this year, but we did put in for the Wendell Scott Award. I guess I was nominated, so you never know. Hopefully we can.
There you go.
We could, get those honors, because that would be fantastic. I was privileged meeting him at the Drive for Diversity Combine a couple years ago, and just a remarkable gentleman. And to win that award would be phenomenal. So I heard I was nominated, so we'll see if we're fortunate enough to get that honor this year. And then that'll put us at the NASCAR banquet with my teammate, who's four-time champion, Philip Morris. So we also finished second too at South Boston Speedway in points.
Nice.
Oh, that's great.
That's
cool.
Great. 1 and 2. Yeah.
Now, I presume Philip's going to be going out there and running the Martinsville race.
Yeah. I would have loved to have done it, and at the beginning of the year we planned on it, but we didn't plan on some of the unfortunate mishaps happening towards the end of the year. So that's where most of our budget went, was to a crash clause and repairing damages, and so it was just out of the budget to do Martinsville. And the guys really wanted me to go. They we tried to find some money because they really thought that we'd do a good job there and be successful, but it didn't happen. So we'll see what we can do and make it happen next year. I'm already working on some stuff for next year, and it's looking pretty promising, and just got to kind of keep my fingers crossed and keep working hard.
There you go.
Now, have you ever driven Martinsville?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Yeah.
It will be different.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those hurry up and wait deals. You got to hurry down the straightaway and then kind of just wait on it to get through the corner. So, but you would do great. I know you would do well if you went there. So.
There it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now is Peter gonna run?
Is who?
Sellers.
Peyton's running, and Morris is running, and I believe my other teammate Matt Bowling, he's running as well.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. I think I'm the only Sellers car that is not running, but.
Now, I got a question. Did y'all get to give Peyton a lot of grief about the thing when they tore up this flag stand at the track?
That, honestly, I actually found it quite bizarre that they were all blaming Peyton. He was just in the car for the weekend, and I was like, why is poor Peyton's name getting brought up? He has nothing to even do with this. He's just in the truck for the weekend, but it's kind of comical that poor Peyton, anytime something bad happens, it seems to be his name on the line.
He gets blamed for it, right?
Yeah,
that's funny.
I mean, it was like, out of all the weekends that he could hop in and drive that truck was the weekend they decided to take out the flag stand, and but I guess from what I heard, they were directed to drive that way, and it was just one of those things that was just accident. It was a big accident, and it just happened to cause a lot of chaos.
Wow. Yeah, that's what they said, was that they had told him to go that way, and nobody was watching, and guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
Good
story, though.
You will have that in motorsports. You'll have that.
Definitely makes a good story.
Right.
Now he can say he's got one of those old-timey stories. Now, I took down the flag stand.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't with the car, it was with the hauler. Well, that's a good thing.
Exactly.
I know.
Good resume.
That's awesome.
Hey, it could be worse, you know. It could be jumping ditches and things like that with your late model, you know.
Yeah.
I know you said you've gotten airborne before. I've been there, done that at least a couple of times.
Yeah, I know we got airborne at Langley once this year, and then
I saw that.
got airborne at South Boston. Neither one was very fun, but still continued driving. Actually, the one incident where we got airborne at South Boston, we had to start 26th in the next race because we had to make a whole bunch of changes. And it was a frustrating first race with the incident that was taking place, and being that we had driven our way up to fourth as well in that race. And the second race, we started in the back and was on junk tires from the junk pile in the tire shed. And I was just, to be honest, I was pretty upset with the decisions that were made of why we had to start 26th, but
yeah,
the rules are rules. And we went from 26th to 4th, and I came in and took my Hans off, and I was, like, the guys were like, what's wrong? And I was like,
get away from me.
now that's how you drive a race car. And I was so pumped, like on fire, and just with everything that happened that night. And they were laughing, and it's it's all about taking a bad situation and turning it into a good situation. And that's what we did all year. And my crew chief and my guys, Les and Jason and everybody, really helped contribute to keeping my spirits up, and vice versa, you know, me keeping their spirits up. And I mean, there was times where I come on the radio and tell these guys, I go, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm like, we don't even have a 10th place, top 10 car here, but I go, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep driving. And it's at that point you have nothing to do. You've got to make it work. And, you know, we turned a lot of cars that shouldn't have even been in the top 10 to a top 5, you know, top 10 finish. And it's, we had a really good year. And I mean, just I had a lot of fun this year. And
that's what matters.
like, exactly. You know, after last year breaking my wrist and just the emotional roller coaster that, you know, happened last year, and then, you know, to go out this year and have a great year was just more than we ever expected, especially with, you know, such a young team, Brian and myself. I mean, it was only my second year at South Boston, and, you know, second year in a late model, third year on asphalt. I mean,
there you go. That's good.
I'll tell you what, Natalie, you know, I've seen you race. And the last time I was out there was during the Martinsville Spring Race. This girl had to have passed 40 cars that night.
Right.
You went to the back probably 3 or 4 times because of a certain person. And you kept fighting, and you kept getting all the way back up toward the front, and all of a sudden something else happened, back to the back, and here she goes again.
The bright side, you get a lot of experience passing people maneuvering through traffic, which is very handy.
Yeah, I actually had the head official out at South Boston come up to me, and towards the end of the year he goes, you know, if we had a hard charger award, he goes, you would definitely win it by far.
Oh yeah, it was really good watching you work your way through everybody too.
Yeah. I told him, I go, well, I think I would have won it after that one race where you black flagged me twice. I think I passed enough cars that night to maybe add up all year versus anybody else.
Oh, God.
We had a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun with all the officials, and Kathy Rice does an amazing job out at South Boston Speedway putting everything together every weekend, and yeah, we have a lot of fun with all those officials out there.
Now, do they have any big races coming up at the end of the year here?
Yes, they have a big 300 lapper on October 22nd, and last year I would have to say that was our we ended the year with a bang there, and we started I think 16th last year and ended up 6th, and you know, just really need to work on my qualifying, and we're going to be testing the Friday prior to the race on Saturday, October 22nd, and just try to really you know, get a good car together, and you know, hopefully for another, you know, good solid finish there. 300 laps is going to be a long time, but it's, you know, yellow flag laps count, so it does tend to go by fast, but I'm just really looking forward to it.
Cool. That'd be great. Yeah, qualifying, you got to start up front.
300
Get that thing up front.
That's a lot of laps.
It makes it a little easier.
Right.
But we used to have at Langley, one of the Pontiac dealerships partnered up with Pontiac, and they came out and they had a 400-lap late model race.
Oh, wow. Right.
At Langley.
Ooh.
Right. Amazing.
Wow.
I mean, that was. I wish I'd had a chance to run that. I didn't start running till later on when they were doing like the regular 200s was the bigger race, and 250 once in a while. But hey, I tell you what, it was a carnage night.
I bet.
we've had some of those.
Oh God!
We had one last Saturday.
Well,
Did they fix the gate?
Yeah,
I heard about that.
They got the gate tore up a little bit.
Yeah.
Over at Langley this past weekend.
Apparently, the turn 1 gate couldn't open after the race or something. It was bent.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I forget who ran into that.
I was one of the Grand Stocks. Or the Grand Stocks or Super Street, one of the two. Got turned on the front stretch into it.
Right.
As a payback.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Oh, I know which one that was, and it was really stupid. No matter how you look at it, the guy was already loose and starting to slide, and the other guy decided to hit him again, and then he wound up spinning around and hitting him. If he'd left him alone, nothing would ever had happened, and it would just been a simple spin out on the front stretch.
Right.
But came around, ricocheted, hit him. He shot off, and he was the one that wound up going into the fence, the gate.
Paybacks didn't work this time.
Duh.
Right.
Here's your sign. So what else you got going in the future here, Natalie? We got anything good you can share yet? I know you were trying to hint at something.
Well, just working on some, 2012 plans, and hopefully have those finalized, within the next couple weeks. And, that's about all I can elaborate on that. And, just hoping, for a good, car next year and a good team, and, still want to work with the sellers, and just, hoping that all works out there. And, just basically trying to find some funding is the main issue right now. We've had some really good offers from some, fantastic teams, to move up in the racing ladder. And it's just a matter of trying to find some additional funding in order to make that happen.
Yeah.
And but no matter what, I know that I'm still be running a late model with sellers, a handful of races next year. And, hopefully to make that happen. But the next couple of weeks, I'm working the T-shirt trailer for my boyfriend Cody Dara and his mate Joey Saldana for the TC Kane Racing World of Outlaw Tour.
No,
Absolutely.
We need to convince Peyton to let you drive the truck every once in a while. Not the hauler, but the actual Craftsman truck. Camping World truck, excuse me.
Yeah, that comes, you need money to do that. And so if, I'm definitely looking for some help for next year, and, even at the end of this year, because there are some races that I would like to do this winter, but just trying to find, a couple sponsors to help me out with that. And then, but right now my main focus is on the 2012 season. Then, of course, this last race at South Boston, just trying to, take, every day, one day at a time, and, continue working hard in my daily efforts to try to find some funding for next year.
Good deal.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll go ahead and let you go. Like I told you and I texted you, we were saving the best for last.
Well, I appreciate it, you guys, and I really got to thank everybody that helped me this year, from K&N to Hooker Harness, Lady Eagle Safety Wear, Butler Built Seats, of course, everybody at Sellers, Bell Helmet, my parents, by far, and just, everybody, all my friends, and I also thank my boyfriend for helping me and everything, because it's nice to, have somebody that does the same thing you do, and, you can kind of compare and talk. And, I know there's some nights we'll talk to each other after the race and compare how many cars did you pass? Well, I passed more. Well, where did you finish? Well, I finished you. No matter what, we're still racers at heart and competitive, but makes it a lot of fun. And, just, watching him race and then me racing all year, it's been an interesting year to say the least. But I got to thank everybody that's contributed, and all the fans especially that, support me, day in and day out. If it wasn't for them, we all wouldn't be here. We all know that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll have to try to do a conscious effort and get some of that footage that I had from South Boston, and then your fun time at Langley.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I want to see that one.
Interesting first trip to Langley, and I wish we could have made it back, but just with the weather and them canceling that race, we were going to drive up that night, but after a motor mile, but just with everything that happened that night, we just the car wasn't in the right condition to head there. But hopefully next year we'll get to make it to Langley again.
Oh yeah. Cool beans. Well, you have a good night and enjoy watching the foxes.
Yes, thank you. We're still sitting here watching. We got our brights on.
Keep charging hard in the car too.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All righty. Have a great one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. She's a great gal. She's a great driver too.
Oh yeah.
And And her little boyfriend is a good little driver too.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he's a good driver. So
I've never had a chance to meet him. I've met her a whole lot of times. I don't remember if he was there during the Denny Hamlin race at Richmond.
Yeah,
or not.
I don't. Yeah,
I wasn't there. I couldn't tell you.
All righty. Well, we've had
it wasn't our fault.
No.
That was work's fault.
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. Blaming work again.
Right.
It was.
We had a great show tonight. It was a good group.
Yeah.
Shawn Balluzzo is
got a couple champions crowned.
I'm very impressed what he's done, and it was great to have Tim Andrews on too, because I really think Tim, given the right situation, can really get this job. He kind of reminds me a little bit of the David Ruderman path.
Somebody gives him the chance,
right?
And then,
all he needs is a chance, And of course, Ruderman didn't even get his chance. How old was he? Almost 40.
Yeah.
Before he ever got a chance to do this thing, and
that's why I haven't given up yet. So
there's just so many talented people out there, and
right.
Somebody needs to win a lottery and have them all come out and at least race a couple of races or something.
If I was to do that, I promise you
I already planned on that.
Right. First of all, I'm going to sponsor myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much. But no, it's in CE. Obviously, CE is a proven commodity. He's like everybody else.
He's going to have something come his way.
Sure.
He'll be up there.
Absolutely.
He keeps doing good. So.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody for joining in and watching with us tonight and kicking the crap around.
Yeah.
By the way, October 29th, everybody get some Destruction Derby cars ready. Day of Destruction at the Langley Motor Speedway.
Oh, really?
You got something put together finally?
No, but I finally saw they released all the races that are going to happen, all the rules and everything. So
Well, they always have the appliance race.
Can we use the ambulance?
The reverse race is going on. The bag race. No, he don't want to use the ambulance.
The ambulance would be good for the appliance race.
Oh, it would be.
No.
You can throw all sorts of crap in that thing.
That's right.
And they're having a train race, or two-car train this year.
Right.
Two cars, not three?
Yeah, 2 cars.
Wow.
Yeah,
it
works.
Could be just as bad.
Oh yeah, it's still fun regardless. Yeah. I'm sure it'll probably be the first one, engine, back one, no brakes, or brakes only.
Yeah.
No engine. So it'll be a good day. It's a good day. It starts at 1 this time.
Good day.
I remember one time when they had motorcycle demolition.
Yeah. It'd be an awesome car. Awesome to see a good car count out there this year. I've been looking though. If I find one, I will be there in it. But it's a matter of finding one right now.
Well, they always have the enduro race too.
Right.
Yep. That's 1,000 to win this year. I think it was 500 last year.
Wow.
So they upped it.
Uh-oh.
So that should hopefully draw more people to it.
Sure.
But they're still using the same rules as the 4-cylinder thing?
4 or 6-cylinder. Yeah.
4 or 6-cylinder?
Yeah. It's the rules for this year. Yeah. 4 or 6-cylinder front wheel drive. I know that. No turbos or superchargers.
Right.
I need to find a little zippy Escort like the one I got.
I'm just saying.
That's like
I'm just saying.
Shit yet.
Oh yeah, Escorts are good. It's always a good time though.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Everybody says they're hungry and they keep talking.
Yeah. I know. It was a great show.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Sam Hunt, driving 42 car on the thing Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tim Decatur, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Let's Talk Racing is brought to you by PC Doctors, Computer Sales and Services. This doctor still makes house calls. And also Hampton Incredible Tees and Signs, both located at 1248 North King Street in Hampton, Virginia.